Warning, this podcast contains adult language. Listener's discretion is advised.
Boom, headshot! Boom, headshot! Boom, headshot!
Hey everyone, welcome back to Alternative Universe. Okay, we are all nerds here and go to trusted sources to find out what is happening in the gaming community. We read IGN, Nerdist, or Game Informer, for example. So I have great news to share with you guys. I got an interview with Game Informer's
news editor, Michael Futter.
I can't be the only one that reads an article from a gaming magazine and wonder how the writer got the job. What did they do before writing for said magazine? And have always wanted to ask these questions that were burning in my soul. Okay, maybe not burning in my soul, but have been bouncing around in my head. I apologize for the audio quality. Can you please say your name and what your position is at Game Informer, please?
Sure. My name is Michael Futter, and I'm the news editor at Game Informer.
What is your typical work day?
Typically, I am working before I'm working, if that makes any sense. Early in the morning, before we take the kids to school, I'm looking through all the news feeds to get a feel for what's happened overnight, what Europe's writing, so I know to research when I do start actually working. And then, I'm usually back at my desk by 8:30 in the morning, and then it's largely nonstop, digging around for news, requesting comment from publishers and developers, so that I'm going from about 8:30 in the morning until about 6 o'clock at night straight, if not later.
How are you able to get the information first to write your topics?
Sometimes it's a matter of luck. Being on a story first, seeing something before other people, having someone bring something to my attention that we dig into. Sometimes it's a matter of just writing faster. And sometimes it's a matter of us getting an exclusive. That does happen. But in terms of getting my leads, which I think is a more interesting story, I'm always plugged into Twitter, social media in general, RSS feeds. I get a sense for what people are talking about. And sometimes I'll see something mentioned that I haven't seen yet. And, I follow a lot of people on Twitter from a lot of different backgrounds, and I'll start digging.
For anyone who wants to be where you are, what should they do right now?
There are two things that I recommend to people who aspire to write about games for a living. The first is to write something every day. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be terribly insightful, but it should be relevant to the current conversation. The other thing I'd recommend is, when you are working at a major site, but for the most part, it's important to understand what kind of writing you want to do. And by that I mean, if you're someone who loves to review games and you love to be critical, do that. When you're done playing a game, it doesn't matter if it's late, doesn't matter if you bought it a month after release, write a review of it. Find writers, find reviewers, and look at their techniques and figure out what it is you like about them. And try to not necessarily emulate, but integrate some of those cool things that they do into your own writing. It is okay to learn from other people and mix and match stylistic elements or techniques that you like in other writers.
Well, now you know, guys. So write until your hands cramp up and keep writing. Also, has anyone else played Five Nights at Freddy's 3 yet? Oh my god, it scared the shit out of me. For those who don't know what Five Nights at Freddy's is, you lucky souls, and have you been living under a rock? It's been viral for like 2 months now. Get with the times. It's an indie point-and-click survival horror video game developed by Scott Cawthon. The player has to survive the night at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza while avoid getting caught and killed by the animatronic characters, who are Freddy, Foxy, Bonnie, and Chica. I tried to play it, but my ass chickened out. I couldn't handle it after Bonnie was peeping around the corner like, "Hey, what's up? I'm gonna kill ya." And I just went, nope, and just rage quit. Have you guys played all 3 and won? Did you beat the bonus nights too? Well, if you did, I hate you. Just kidding. Kind of. If you have played the indie game, tell me about your experience on my Twitter at JessicaMayo_VA. That's JESSICAMAYO, but no space between, _VA. Also, don't be scared to follow Michael Futter on Twitter at Futterish. That's FUTTERISH. That is all I got for you guys, but stay tuned for my next podcast. Signing off from Alternative Universe, I'm Jessica Mayo.